What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Premier League prediction video. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, please do leave a thumbs up. Do get your thoughts for Premier League Matchday number 22 in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship training videos or any general business inquiries. So it's been over a week since we've had Premier League action. Of course, at the weekend we did have FA Cup action. So it's been a while since we've actually got round to speaking about Premier League football. And of course, in the last round, Matchday 21, it was split over 2 weeks as we have had the winter break here in England as well. So having a look at how I've performed in the last round, not too bad. No correct scores, 7 correct results with 3 incorrect matches as well. A couple of them came in the first of 5 matches that happened in the first round of fixtures that we had. So it was separated into week 1 with 5 fixtures and week 2 with another 5 fixtures. So Friday the 12th of January, I had Burnley taking on Luton Town. Thought Burnley had won that game. I went with a 3-1 home win. Good point in the end for Luton Town, finishing 1-1. On to the Saturday, I had a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. Finished 1-0, wasn't too far away. Newcastle Manchester City again went with a narrow Man City win by 2-1. Finished 3-2, again not a million miles away. On to the Sunday, the 14th of January, had Everton taking on Aston Villa. Thought Everton would make home form count. Aston Villa, they can have some sticky results here and there. So I went with a 1-0 victory for Everton. I wasn't a million miles away with it either. Did finish 0-0, so there was dropped points. I did go over 0-0 for the Man United Spurs game, which finished 2-2. So I got a correct result there, just not the correct score. And then moving on to week 2 of the 5 fixtures, Saturday the 20th of January, I had a 3-1 victory for Arsenal on the 20th, which finished 5-0, a whopping victory that for Arsenal to get back to winning ways. And I had Brentford, Nottingham Forest, a 2-0 Brentford win, and the return of Ivan Toney finished 3-2 to Brentford, and another correct result. Then on to the Sunday, I had Sheffield United West Ham down as a 0-0. Finished 2-2, again, another correct result. And then Bournemouth against Liverpool. I thought it would be a close game. I went with a 2-1 victory for Liverpool. Ended up being a little bit of a cricket score, 4-0 Liverpool away from home there, and a good victory for them as they continue to gather up momentum. On the final game, I had a 2-1 victory away for Wolves, as they seem to just be picking up win after win after win and finding their form really nicely. So I thought I'll chuck a little curveball out there and go with them with an away victory against Brighton and Hove Albion by 2-1. They did pick up a point. It finished 0-0, which takes us on to Premier League Matchday number 22. So it's midweek calendar. You've got games taking place on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Large majority of the games are taking place on TNT Sports. I think you've got 7 matches being broadcast live out of the 10. The other 3 not being broadcast. I'll tell you which ones are as I go through it. So we're going to run through it chronologically. On the Tuesday, first game up, 7:30 p.m. GMT kickoff time. You've got Nottingham Forest taking on Arsenal live on TNT Sports. I think Arsenal's going to win this game. I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Arsenal. I can't see Nottingham Forest taking anything from this game. I think they'll make life pretty difficult for Arsenal. I can see Arsenal scoring first, and once they do score first, I can see them getting on top, adding a second, taking the 3 points and running away from the City ground there and from Nottingham with the win. You've also got Fulham taking on Everton at 7:45 p.m. GMT. The game is not being broadcast live here in the UK. I think Fulham will win that game. Everton, they've had the 10-point deduction, and then they've just kind of started to stumble a little bit. And I don't see them going away at Craven Cottage and getting anything. So I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Fulham and a 3 points there for the club from West London. You've got Luton Town taking on Brighton and Hove Albion at Kenilworth Road. I think Brighton are going to win that game. I'm going for a 3-1 victory for Brighton. I wouldn't rule out Luton taking something from the game. I just think Brighton have got the quality. They'll make it count and they'll get the 3 points. Again, that game not being broadcast live on TV here in the United Kingdom. And finally, Crystal Palace against Sheffield United. Kick-off time at 8 p.m. Again, not being broadcast live here in the UK. and I'm going for the spoils to be shared here with a 1-1 score draw between Crystal Palace and Sheffield United. I've been impressed with Sheffield United since they've appointed Chris Wilder. They're more difficult to beat. They're grinding into games. I think they take a point from this match. And the final game on Tuesday, you've got Aston Villa taking on Newcastle live on TNT Sports. And I'm going for a 1-1 draw for this game between Aston Villa and Newcastle. See it being a very difficult game for Aston Villa. Newcastle are a very difficult team to break down. They can be very solid defensively. I can see the two teams cancelling each other out, so I've gone with a 1-1 for that game. Now moving on to Wednesday's games, you've got a couple of games taking place at 7:30pm GMT. Both games have been broadcast live on TNT Sports. We'll start in alphabetical order with Manchester City. They're taking on Burnley in the return of Vincent Kompany to the Etihad Stadium. And I think Manchester City will be too strong for Burnley. And I'm going for a 3-0 victory for Manchester City. I can see Man City potentially just taking the foot off the gas, grabbing a couple of goals in the first half, sealing the deal at some point in the second half, and then Manchester City looking to just preserve energy as they'll be playing every 3 to 4 days. So I'm going for a 3-0. I was just about to say just a 3-0 victory for Manchester City. I think it'll be a comfortable 3 points for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's men. The other game taking place at 7:30pm GMT, you've got Tottenham Hotspur taking on Brentford. I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Tottenham Hotspur for this game. I think they'll grind out and get the 3 points that they need. I think Brentford will make it difficult. The return of Ivan Toney complicates things because he's a decent striker. He knows where the back of the net is, and it's a big boost for Brentford as well. I think Spurs have too much though. I think they get the 3 points. I think they win 2-1. In the final game on Wednesday, big game, arguably game of the week, you've got Liverpool taking on Chelsea, 8:15pm GMT live on TNT Sports. I think Liverpool at Anfield will be too strong for Chelsea. I can't see Pochettino's men taking anything from Anfield. So I'm going for, again, solid victory here for Liverpool, 2-0. And you will start to, over the next 2, 3, 4 Premier League match days, I think you're going to start to see a little bit of a gap appearing with the top maybe 2 or 3 Arsenal need to stick around, because I can see Manchester City and Liverpool, if you allow both these teams to continue to get any run of form, running away with it, and you'll end up going from a 5-horse race down to a 4 to a 3, and all of a sudden, you know, by the end of February, it could be down to a 2-horse race. And I don't think it'd surprise anybody if it is Liverpool and Manchester City competing at the top of the Premier League. And of course, we had the big news in the last week or so that Jurgen Klopp has announced that he will not be Liverpool's manager for next season. It's a huge blow for Liverpool, but they will want to finish the season very strongly. They will want to give him as many trophies to say farewell to the Kop and say farewell to Liverpool as well. So Liverpool could take some stopping. Anyway, moving on to Thursday's games, couple of games taking place. 7:30pm GMT live on TNT Sports. You've got West Ham taking on AFC Bournemouth. I'm going for a 2-0 victory for West Ham in that game. Home advantage. I can't see anything other than a West Ham victory, so I'm going for the 3 points for them. And finally, you got Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Manchester United at 8:15pm GMT, taking place on TNT Sports as well. And I think Wolves are going to heap loads of pressure onto Erik ten Hag. I think Wolves win this game 2-1. Where do Manchester United go from there? Wolves going from strength to strength as well. So I'm going for a 2-1 victory there for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So there we go. They have been my Premier League match day number 22 predictions. Do get your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you guys again at the weekend for Premier League match day number 23's predictions. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now. And it's fantastic to be back home and back in the JSGC studio.